Hey guys and gals of YouTube, how y'all doing? Dave Boyd here, and we're going to have a little talking time about that 75080. This thing on sitting here. This one's been modified just for fun. I put these little teeth pieces in, and I had capped these. These are not capped. As Lego sees that this set does not come with these. This piece is actually provided to be a hatch on top of here. Anyways. With that in mind, I just realized I will have to change something that I hadn't planned on. No, actually, I know what I'm going to do. Anyways, not everyone loves this design. I always kind of liked it ever since I first came out because it doesn't use stickers, it doesn't use printed elements, it is all brick built, so there's no reason why you can't sit down and make multiple from the instructions, or either online or physical, because you get your parts list and you got your parts numbers. But right away, now disregard the dark red. That was just me messing around with the idea of making a security AAT. Anyways, and there's a reason for that. There's a story for that too. Already you're seeing uses of gray where there shouldn't be, because Lego simply did not have those colors and they chose not to make it. Hence, in 2020, when they made that CIS AAT, there was a lot of criticism about that. So I thought, when I had one sitting on the table here, I didn't like it. I was thinking about modifying it, and then my cat knocked off on the table, it hit the floor, and it broke all the pieces, which is that one short video I put up. And while I was looking at maybe reassembling, or maybe just not, I started looking at the pieces, and I realized that most of the pieces to make this one, the CIS, are right there in this set. Now this, of course, is wrong. This should be dark gray. And this is actually from something else. It's also, the one from Lego, they use this pad, and it creates that crazy high, the huge turret. Anyways, so using the pieces they provided, this is what I have right now. And without getting too boring here, you can see it literally, I even have the stud shooters. I just need to put the little grill brick in. This is part of from the other set from Lego. It will fit right here. And voila, you're done. It provides these light gray pieces which fit right here. So rather easily, if you see this piece here, you'll end up with the stripes coming up. And here's one of the first problems we run into. Is Lego provide these pieces, which, well, they actually fit, right? They fit fine. But in universe, or the movies, whatever, there's a gray stripe. Now you can do this, but it makes it too high. What I've opted to do is replace this dark blue with gray, creating gray decking. Therefore, the tank will have gray coming up. And I think because Lego very kindly provided me this piece here, which goes here, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go gray. This will be blue, gray, blue, blue, blue. This is another, maybe not a problem. I'll put a blue towel there. They do make dark blue grills. Here it will be blue, blue, and incredibly they make all these plates here, including this plate here, blue. So we'll run gray up to here, gray into here. Probably this whole area here will be gray, blue on the sides. The turret will be the proper gray, that's easy to do. And then the dark blue 1x or 2x2 round towel on top. The first major problem comes in these grill pieces here. Lego does not make that in a dark blue. In fact, there's not a lot of colors they make that in. Tan ones will not work. I could just put solid ones in and say, good enough. Lepin does make this exact piece, and it's in the correct dark blue. But I'm not doing all this work to do that, and I'm trying to show they can all be done with Lego pieces. So the first part of the story, I can use a snot brick. because Lego makes these in dark blue, and they will fit right in here. And I'll put a grill piece over the front of it, possibly gray ones, just like this one. And you're going to say, okay, well, that's a slight deviation from the 75080. Oh, it is. And let me get, and you can just simply say, well, it's a modification for environmental reasons, whatever, because we're never really told in Star Wars why the Trade Federation Army were all tan and dark browns. Maybe they came from an agro world, or someplace like Jakku, or probably Tatooine, that kind of a environment. And that's why they hit the plains, the green plains of Naboo, kind of in desert camo color. Anyways, so that would be an easy explanation, because I like to have a story to explain if I have to do a deviation. The biggest problem comes, this is called a 2x2 robot body or droid body. It's literally the astromech body droid. This does not exist in dark blue, not even from the knockoffs as far as I can tell. However, this piece here certainly does. This piece here certainly does. But it does exist in the azure blue, I think, that, not the light blue, that other blue. Oh, here it is. I just got bricks and garbage laying everywhere. It does exist in that blue right there. That's not the end of the world, but there is another possibility. You can use light gray or dark gray, which it also exists in. And you're probably saying, what's the story behind that? Well, let's just imagine, and this is, now, a lot of your storytelling here and your background relies on the real world. In the real world, after a war, let's just say World War II, for example, a lot of tanks went off at auction, were sold off as surplus. You see that nowadays too. So I imagine that there would be a lot of busted down and broken down AATs in this color. And then CIS comes along, you got the new blue and silver in the middle of combat or toward the end of the war, where CIS maybe was not in a good situation on certain planets. You might be okay with just stripping parts off of the wrecked AAT that was in the previous color. You're not going to take time to repaint it. Or you could just simply say it was dark gray or light gray, because that's what came from the factory. That's all that was available. Literally the same reason why we would do it as builders in Lego. And I'll show you proof of why I know that part doesn't exist. Because Lego, on their set, did this. Because that part does not exist. And I've seen this on some of the custom mods. And I don't like this. I really don't like this chunky build. I know it's okay. But I like this because of the simplicity and the detail of it. I just like that. But everything else seems to be there, so I think that I'll have to come up with that story for either for this, for what I've done there, and probably for the intakes here. And I think everything else should be smooth sailing. So anyways, let me know what you're doing out there for projects, builds. If you have any ideas or thoughts on what I can do, but I think this is going to work really well. But it's going to be expensive because I got to kind of pick and choose which pieces. Some directions I may change my mind. I might put a control panel in. That actually could be backed up by a story, because Lego did not give us anything. As you could say, it's an upgrade. Anyways, really appreciate the views out there. Appreciate the input. That's a great community. Till next time, you all take care. Ciao.